host, this is Matt once again, and welcome to another episode of my 69 favorite horror films, and now gotten to the top 10, finally. And at number 10, it has to be the remake of The Hills of Eyes, which is the unrated version, directed by Alexandre. And, long story short, of course, is a remake of the original from the 70s, I believe, directed by Wes Craven. Which, long story short on that one, I'm not a fan of the original Hills of Eyes. I just didn't get into the characters. I like Michael Berryman as one of the killers, the mutants. I liked Michael Berryman, but that's the only thing. Like, it does have a slow pace, I know that's its purpose, but I didn't care about any of the characters. I wasn't scared. Frankly, it just looked like a bunch of hippies who got left out in the desert on their way to Woodstock. That's my opinion. But the remake, you have the beginning where it has all the atomic test subjects, all the effects of atomic radiation, the bombs being dropped. And for the most part, the film is pretty much the same. You have this family going off into the desert in New Mexico, and they get broken down, there's shit on the road, they get trapped there. You have Aaron Stanford's character of Doug, right there, who, if I have a beard and a white shirt, kind of looks like me, which is pretty cool. That's why my friends call me Doug from Hills of Eyes. But you have him, and he has a wife and a baby. Then you have the father of the group, played by Ted Levine. You have the mother of the group. I think that's Kathleen Quinlan, I believe. And then you have, the Doug character, his wife. It's his wife's mom and dad, and then his wife's brother and sister. And you also have the bad guys, Pluto among other villains. And it kind of plays off the same, they also have two dogs, Beast and Beauty. One gets killed, and the younger brother is looking around, and Ted Levine, he's a cop, and he's going around, he gets captured and burned to death. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and I'm not going to go into the plot too much. The reason I love this film, I love the score by a guy named Tom Dandy, because it gets sort of this adrenaline, almost like, for some reason it reminded me of a Michael Bay movie. I don't know why. It has that charge of adrenaline, that score. The pieces of score I enjoy the most. Like these very loud sort of horn type music. And I love like this triumphant sort of type of score pieces. But Alexandre gives a great look to his films. His characters look beat the shit. Beautiful location of the desert. A lot of people don't like the effects of the mutants by KMB, but I enjoyed them a lot more than the original people. I mean, Michael Berryman's good, but at the same time, I do like these guys better. I like the whole subplot there's this town with one of those test towns, kind of like where Indiana Jones went in the beginning of the fourth movie. The town he's sort of one of those towns that they use for the atomic tests. And, it is hardcore, like the original film, but I like the characters more in this film. I think mainly because the main character of Doug, played by Aaron Stanford, I kind of saw myself in him, because I look kind of similar to him. If you saw me with a beard, I got the glasses, I kind of look like Aaron Stanford and Doug from Hills of Eyes. Also, how I put it, the third act is very different from the original, because the third act is retribution, which I didn't really feel that in the original. The original is kind of like, okay, we don't want to kill them, and then, they're the savages now, and then it's sort of very abrupt ending in a way. I just didn't care for it. I didn't care for the Doug character in that film at all. Here, though, this guy, his wife's been killed, his baby's been taken. He's the type of guy he's sort of afraid of confrontation, but then he mans up in the third act, gets his dog, goes in by himself, and fights for his baby. So the third act is really like a vigilante in a way. Revenge, retribution, and that's what I like. A character I really cared about. You know, because he just beat the shit, gets trapped in this freezer, and he's trying to get out in that great shot where he's hitting it. You see the bat just jumping up. And he just, awesome fight with this, I think Pluto. Beat the shit, thrown through walls, hit, punched, hit. You know, got part of his fingers cut off. Just beat the shit. He pretends he's crying, and he fucking fights back. Puts his flight right through the motherfucker's throat. Acts right into his Pluto's skull. Right when that music I like rises up, this crescendo of adrenaline. And it makes you go, yeah! You know, that sort of visceral reaction. I like that. Then now he's a man on a mission. And he's got the axe, and he beats the fuck out of one guy, and he turns and hooks around the motherfucker's eye. And he's going for his baby. And he's fighting. He did just beat the shit. And you have this awesome shot where he's sort of knocked out, and he looks at the fingers that are cut off. There's a wedding ring just barely attached. Like, David is like, say it's like this, and he's like laying down, and he looks at the wedding finger, like barely hanging off or where it was cut. And he rises up, and he beats the shit out with the butt of the shotgun. First beats the shit out first, then boom, boom, boom. And then with that score crescending, this adrenaline pumping, sort of like, fuck yeah, like they got what they deserve sort of thing. And it really shows me how a film can really make it or break it from its ending. When you get a rousing ending, that really makes a film. For example, Aliens. You have the ending with Ripley going back to the nest, blowing shit out of the nest, blowing shit out of all the eggs. Then the fight with the alien queen. When you get a rousing finale, that's something to remember. And I think the Hills of Eyes remake, if you talk to other people who like this film, even compared to the original where they go, well, it's pretty much the same movie. Yes, but the third act is very different. And the third act, for me, makes this movie. Like the rest of the film, you know, I'm fine with the way, the look of the movie, the score, capable actors, like I like Ted Levine, Kathleen Quinlan, capable actors. But the third act really makes the film for me. Seeing a guy that's kind of like, looks like me, but also a character I cared about, who got his wife dies, his baby's taken, you know, and he just beat the shit, but he doesn't give up. And it's not just for him, it's for this baby, and he doesn't pussy out. He fights back, and you really root for him, and he earns his place, you know, as a father. He earns his place as a survivor. Like, okay, this guy deserves to be alive, like one of those characters, and that can be rare in a horror film. So that finale is a very rousing finale, and that really makes the film for me. So the Hills of Eyes remake, I know this is sort of a shorter than usual review, but sometimes, you know, movies are straight to the point. This is straight to the point. Problems, the only problem I have is a little one where when he fucks up the guy with a shotgun, and he thinks he's dead, he drops the shotgun. I'm like, you stupid move. The reason I don't get pissed at him is that, A, he shot the motherfucker like 3 times with a shotgun, like here, and probably somewhere here. He's also beat this shit. His wife's been murdered. All this shit's been happening. He just wants to hold his baby, get his baby. So, he's out of it. So, like, I can understand that. Hell, like days when you've been tired and, oh shit, I put this in the fridge and I didn't mean to do that. Like, you do stupid stuff. Now quadruple that by about 10 times. Then quadruple that about 100 times. You know, what this character's state is in. So I forgive it easily for that. But Other bad guys, you have Billy Drago. He's sort of, I think, just sort of the father of the group. Billy Drago's been in a bunch of films. He was the bad guy in Delta Force 2. Billy Drago's been in a lot of stuff. I think you get, no, you don't, do you get Derek Mears? I forget. Maybe Derek Mears. I can't remember if it was in this one or just in the sequel. I can't remember. Maybe both, but if not, then oh well. But this movie is definitely worth a look. It's definitely worth your time. Yeah, we're just looking on the back. Wouldn't say there, but yeah, I mean, I think the KNB did a great job with the gore, and this is a solid film. It's a solid movie. Definitely check it out. It's a hard movie, but at least it's a movie that has a point, like a retribution at the end. So I like that. So this is why it's definitely one of the best remakes I've seen, because of that rousing finale. And it definitely deserves a place at number 10 in my 69 favorite horror films. I saw this film in the theater, and I was very pumped up after watching it. You know, horrible stuff happens, but the good guys win. So, nothing wrong with that. So, thanks for watching, and take care. Later.